Hello there and welcome to Dream Power, an exploration into the power of our dreams. So it's Carl Jung that said so long ago, dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. This is a great truth. We can learn so much about ourselves through paying attention to our dreams. So back in the 20th century, I took on this practice, and what I did is I would give myself very simple instruction. It's the same as a shamanic practice using the present simple tense. I lie in bed in that relaxed, what we call hypnagogic state before sleep, and I would simply say to myself, tonight I remember my dreams, tonight I remember my dreams, tonight I remember my dreams. 3 times, the power of 3, magic, you all know this by now. Having set and declared that intention to the universe, this is aligning me with the ability to remember my dreams. And what happened straight away is I'd wake up with a dream. By my bed, there is of course the pen, and there is the dream journal. Essential prerequisites for you to understand more about yourself. And as the Rastafarians, Jah Rastafari, say, know yourself. One of the most important things we can do is to know ourselves. The quality of our life improves so much when we know ourselves. So, awakening in the right, writing down whatever fragments come up for you into words, whatever images or scene has unfolded to you that you remember, writing it down, putting the book back and going back to sleep. So I've done this for a long time as a rigorous, sobriety-orientated, disciplined practice. I did this for years. I don't need to do this now. What happens is when I get a dream that is significant, I have the capability to actually remember it, and I can wake up several hours later and it's still there, and I then write it down because I've been instructed that this is a dream of particular significance. This is what happened to me this morning. It was around about sunrise when this happened, and the dream is very clear. Let me describe it to you. I'm in Glastonbury. I'm somewhere not very far away from the town, but the topography and the geography of Glastonbury in the dream is completely different from how it is in real life. In real life, it's generally flat with very small slopes and only the steep slope for the tall, but in my dream there were lots of steep hills, and I found myself climbing up this very steep hill, and it was rocky, and it had been raining, so the rocky slope, which was steep, was slippery, and I realized I'm not going to make this happen. I better go back down the way I came. So going back down the way I came, I'm trying to get to Glastonbury in the dream, and I'm walking away from it, and I came across a pub, and the pub had a special name, The Last Drop. Very clear in the dream, The Last Drop. Okay, so I found a little track, and I'm now moving away from Glastonbury. There's steep slopes all around me, but I'm determined I will eventually find out how to get to Glastonbury town centre. I wake up. So I recorded that when I woke up for the second time, and I lay in the bed. In fact, actually, to be more truthful, I lay in the bed with the memory of that dream. I didn't even write it down at this point. I just lay in the bed with the memory of the dream, and it was still just after sunrise at this point, so this is the first time I woke up, just correcting myself here. And I lay there, and I allowed my mind just to relax and see what came up. So what came up, first of all, in the dream, I'm trying to get out of somewhere because I'm confined by the hills. So I'm feeling confined, I'm feeling restricted, I'm feeling lack of freedom, and I'm trying to get out to be in a place that's more free. And then I thought, I'm living now in a gated community. I have never done this in my life. And I am, as a conscious choice, choosing to adopt the lifestyle of the people I'm around. And what I'm noticing is, generally speaking, people don't go out. People stay in their homes. and this is something very specific to do. Then they go out, and so far my experience for this has been going out in the car. My only exception is when I leave this gated community and go to the gated community next door, Woodsman's Estate. And I kid you not, it's 2 meters from outside of Platinum Heights and back into Woodsman's Estate. So again, it's a gated community. Again, there are security guards. Again, it's containment. Again, this is not the way I'm used to living. So what I became aware of through my contemplations about the dream, as the dream was sending me a message, I am experiencing feeling very contained and confined. I'm not used to it. I'm used to feeling more free than that. But then I allowed my consciousness to expand even further, and I realized that since 2020 and the events of 2020, I stopped being a person that did a lot of traveling, and I don't travel very much at all anymore. And even when living in Glastonbury, I don't tend to go in the car and explore the way I used to do. I just tend to go to the same places. So actually, this is not just about being in Bengaluru. This is about life since 2020 and the isolation the vast majority of us experience. And I'm realizing that actually there's a part of my soul which is deeply dissatisfied with the fact that I am feeling so much more restricted and confined and contained than I was previous. So for most of my life I have been very free and traveling a lot, and I haven't taken into account how this is affecting me. And actually the gift of the gated community is by giving me the physical experience of not going out and about the way I would normally do. It's brought it even more strongly into my awareness, and to realize that actually this is my experience for the last 4 years, is curtailment and restriction in my freedom. When in fact here in Bengaluru I have a lot more freedom to associate with people so much more easily, because I have Ahmed's apartment and I have Reshma's apartment, and I spend time in both places, and I spend time with Ahmed and Reshma and with the team and with the animal spirits, and we are speaking specifically about the cats, the dog, the turtles, the parrot, and then there are all the beautiful plants in both apartments, and then there's all the food, the plant spirits from the food, and now working with the lungs medicine, the thyme, the ginger, the raw honey. So actually there's so much here. So this is what I realized, because I completely surrendered into feeling contained and confined and restricted and a lack of freedom. When I experienced that in the early hours, the very beginning of the dawn, because I'm choosing to live so much the way people do, there are curtains, they are green. The light that's coming into the room is attenuated. I could just open the curtains, have a lot more light, and I'm choosing not to. I want to choose what it's like to be here in the way that we live in the gated community. This is gated community lifestyle. My aim is to embrace it as much as possible. But what was for me the epiphany is I experienced the really challenging feelings. Actually, it was my dark night of the soul moment. And I felt like I want to break free. And at first it's, well, if I go back home to Glastonbury, is that going to be breaking free? And I realized it's even bigger and deeper than that. All of us who live human lifetimes, we are confined and constrained by the physical body. This is what the whole dream purpose was really about, was to enable me to realize I've experienced so many decades of being in a physical body, except of course when I work with the plant medicines on nature's medicine retreats, when I do private one-to-one ceremonies with people, which I also do by arrangements, or when I do my very personal retreats just for myself, working with the plant medicines. So actually one of the ways that I experience the majesty of the multidimensional existence is by working with plant medicines on my own, one-to-one, and with people in nature's medicine retreats. I'm so looking forward to the people that choose to book on the next nature's medicine retreat, and you look into the description in this film and you'll see there's the email address there that you can simply contact me by email. I will send you the invitation to the retreat. And this is the main point I want to make. When people come on Nature's Medicine, they mostly don't know anybody else, but we have this very finely crafted way, which is truly magical, of within a very short space of time, because the activities we engage in, people literally expand their consciousness and they realize they're in a safe place and they experience the majesty of community. So at the end of a Nature's Medicine retreat, there's always this period, this poignant period of melancholy which descends on me, because I'm going to say goodbye to these wonderful friends who I've now feel so comfortable with. We've been working in intimate relationship with each other with the plant medicines. There are few things more intimate than going into imbibing the plants and exploring the multi-dimensional realms. And part of that time is a very individual process, and part of that time is a very much of a community process. And on the Sunday when we work with the fungi, that's when the real fun begins. So a digression there. So you're most welcome to, of course, contact me on email and we can sort that all out for you. If your heart calls you, it's the right thing to do. If your heart doesn't call you, I don't get the feeling it's right for you. I always listen to your heart. That's such a great thing to do. How do you listen to your heart? You get your index finger and your middle finger and you put them to your chest. And I'm smiling and I'm laughing because this is the way I connect to my heart. Putting the middle finger and the index finger to my chest, and then sending my intention from my heart center out to meet the two fingers. It produces that beautiful smile and laughter. So you'll learn all about such techniques and many, many more in Nature's Medicine retreats. But to complete this film, there's great power in connecting with your dreams, making the intention, declare it out loud, lying in the bed. Tonight I remember my dreams, tonight I remember my dreams, tonight I remember my dreams. Having a notebook and a pen by the bedside, writing down what comes up, being aware that the dream information is expressed in a code, relaxing about that, and either having the privilege and the time to be able to just lie in the bed and reflect on the dream, or later in the day to get out the journal that you've written your dream in and just having a look, what did I have to say, doing a little meditation about it. When you go within and you calm your mind, mantras are very, very good for this. Before this film I did my 4 mantras. That's normally the way that I would work. It really helps. All these techniques help. So by decoding your dreams, you get to know yourself, as the Rastafarians say, Ja Rastafari, know thyself. And as Carl Jung says, the dream is the royal road to the unconscious. All the love to you, all the love to you, all the love to you. Blessings.